If you guys have been disgruntled about the current AEW product, if you guys have been upset with the lack of creative direction on AEW television, if you guys have been upset in any way, shape, or form about AEW, then this is the video for you. This is what I'm labeling the AEW Grand Slam scam. Tony Khan and AEW have a show on February 15th in Brisbane, Australia that they did absolutely zero promotion for, and now fans are crying out that AEW has left them in the dark, that AEW has ripped them off, and AEW has scammed them out of major money spent on what should have been, on what would have been, and what definitely will have been a pay-per-view for the company. I got the latest today right here for February 6th, 2025, right here on Off the Script. AEW Grand Slam Australia branded as a scam by frustrated fans. AEW was supposed to have a massive show at Suncorp Stadium, 50,000 plus in Suncorp Stadium. Couldn't sell any tickets whatsoever to a show in Australia, and they were forced to downgrade to the much smaller affair known as the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. With just 2 matches confirmed at the time of this video, it remains to be seen what type of show fans are to expect from AEW for Grand Slam. Now, this is coming from the official Squared Circle subreddit, where only the biggest losers reside, only the most virgins of virgins reside. So this is obviously pro wrestling fans, the diehards of the diehards. These are people feeling legitimately frustrated with the AEW product. One user shared that they were feeling scammed by the changes to the show, given how much they've already paid. He says, and I quote, "I feel totally ripped off and scammed. What went from a 4-hour event with finales to feuds and insane matches has just become a weekly TV taping. This is absolutely shameful." Now, this one guy spawned several other replies with other frustrated and disgruntled fans. This post led to other fans sharing their backlash and their feelings to wasting money on this show. Another fan said, "I convinced a bunch of non-wrestling friends to come with me and fly all the way across the country until the recent announcement that the show has been downgraded to a TV taping. From a 4-hour pay-per-view to a 2-hour collision, that is absolutely such a kick in the balls." Another fan said that they wouldn't mind their first AEW event getting canceled. "Honestly, if they canceled the show, I'd be so bummed out, but also would be sort of happy to get my $750 back. Obviously, don't want that to happen, but it's been such a drag that if they did it, I've already been beat down enough to where I would not care that much." Another fan said the experience had made them swear off attending any future AEW shows if the company ever returns to Australia. Don't worry there, subredditor geek. AEW will never be back in Australia, and if they do, there won't be an AEW to bring to Australia, period. I don't even think they'll be around anymore. I hate traveling. Money's tight right now, but I figured at least I'd get to see AEW put on a huge show. I'd never go and see an AEW show again, but honestly, I doubt they'll come back anyway after how this debacle all went down. Another subredditor who was in a similar boat and similarly said was going through the feelings of this show, and he goes on to say this: "I've spent $4,500 for tickets, hotel, and flights for the weekend. Only my wife and I are going. I honestly wouldn't go to another AEW show. The amount of money spent on this one show wouldn't even be worth it with a pay-per-view, let alone what they are dishing up." Another fan on the move of location, reportedly due to poor ticket sales, has said this: Between tickets, flights, and accommodation, I spent over $1,000. And now I still have to pay 30 minutes for an Uber because the Brisbane Entertainment Centre is nowhere near Suncorp Stadium, and PT isn't running out to the Entertainment Centre that weekend. Another subredditor said this with the smaller venue and how it would guarantee fans a better look at the action. One subredditor says they've been moved to the crap seats at the back of the venue. They added that AEW Grand Slam has been a disappointment every step of the way. They picked the worst location, did practically zero marketing for it, fucked over the fans with the relocation, and now cut the show into half of what it's supposed to be. Unless this event ends up making all this shit worthwhile, I will not bother attending an AEW event in the future if this is how poorly they handle things. End quote. The funny thing is, after all this came out on Wednesday afternoon, Tony Khan was interviewed, and he said this with TV Insider. Scott Fishman of TV Insider interviewed Tony Khan. Tony Khan discussed whether it was always the plan for this event to air on TV. Collision airs on TV. Dynamite airs on TV. AEW pay-per-views air on TV. Tony Khan says this: yes, having this be a TV event has always been the plan. That's something that the network wanted. It's something the network brought to us recently as an opportunity to follow the NBA All-Star Weekend on Saturday. We saw it as a huge opportunity. It was a great vote of confidence for our partners at Warner Brothers Discovery. It will be one of the biggest nights of the year on TNT. It's a great opportunity given the lead-in. End quote. Folks, I know most of you are not dumb. I know you guys come here for an upfront, honest take on professional wrestling. I have never been more sad for AEW than I currently am right now at this time. It is 3:30 on Wednesday, February 5th. This company is nothing more than a bunch of bullshit artists. They don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you, your well-being. They don't care about your support. They don't care about the money that you've injected into this company, merchandise, ticket sales, pay-per-view buys, support. I mean, me and Jesse flew all the way out to the United Kingdom because we genuinely love AEW. But we would not be who we are if we sat idly by and did not say anything about how disastrous, how despicable, and how just unbelievably terrible this situation is, not only for Tony Khan, but for the overall business of AEW. And it is our jobs to get this out there so that everybody understands what we're working with here. Tony Khan is a liar. Tony Khan is a liar. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. He doesn't care about anything that's happening on TV as long as it makes him happy. Otherwise, things would have been changed. They want me to believe. And then you got, again, I mean this in no disrespectful way to Sean Ross Sapp, but Fightful is in the pocket of AEW. They put out a tweet and they aggregated this comment from Tony Khan that this was never supposed to be a pay-per-view. Grand Slam was never supposed to air on pay-per-view or stream on Max. Fine, it was never supposed to stream on Max. We don't even know when the first pay-per-view for AEW will be streamed on Max. All we know is that it will probably be All In, which is their biggest show of the year, from Globe Life Field in Arlington, Texas. Fine. I don't understand how thick-headed people are. AEW never had any intent on filling 52,000 fucking people plus in Suncorp Stadium in a country they've never been in with the intent to fill that many people in a stadium and then have it be a TV taping. That is bullshit. Complete fabricated garbage. They had every intent for this to be a pay-per-view. And when they did not even sell a fucking 1/1000th of the fucking tickets for that show, they got all sad and they got all petty and they got all fucking childlike. They were forced to move to a smaller venue because they couldn't fill their allotted seats in Suncorp Stadium, so they were given the Brisbane Entertainment Centre. And when you go from 52,000 people to 12, 13,000 people, how do you think that's going to make you feel? Finally, without them having to say it, their armor has been dented. Their armor, their ego has been bruised. And good. Because it's the only thing that we have right now to wake them the fuck up. The fans now are speaking out, and hopefully that will wake them the fuck up. This show had every intention of being a pay-per-view. AEW is not fitting 52,000 fucking people in a goddamn stadium and they're going to label it Dynamite. They're not going to fit 52,000 people, let alone for a Dynamite, and then label it a fucking Collision. They are lying straight to your face and you don't even see it. And then Tony Khan using the buzzwords. Oh, this was brought to us recently as an opportunity to follow the NBA All-Star Weekend on Saturday. It's going to be a great lead-in. This just came to you recently. This show was announced back All-In Weekend. Not one single piece of promotional material went out. Not one fucking match has been announced until this month. A couple of weeks ago, which is only 2 matches on the card right now. And you're asking people to pay $5,000 to go see what? A Collision? A Collision. Not one piece of promotional material, not one mention before the last couple weeks on their television show has this been mentioned. Not one single instance where they gave a time. We didn't even have a proper time because they fucked up with a scheduling conflict with the NBA All-Star Game. We didn't know whether it was going to be 8 p.m., 2:30 a.m. after the All-Star Game. Now it's 10:30 p.m. after the All-Star Game. But they're going to get a great lead-in. Nobody watching the NBA All-Star Game weekend on TNT is going to give a single solitary fuck about AEW Grand Slam from Brisbane, Australia. They tried to shill me the same excuse with when Swerve, when he won the championship back at AEW Dynasty, and they didn't put him on the follow-up Dynamite that week, and they saved him for Saturday because they had some big NBA playoff game as a lead-in, and they wanted him in front of the lead-in so they would get more eyes on Swerve Strickland. That decision didn't come until very late after people complained. Everybody complained on Wednesday, and then they made the announcement on Thursday. But if that was the case already, and that was already planned, why didn't you mention it on the Wednesday show? Why did you have to wait till Thursday? Because fans bitched and complained. They called them out on their bullshit, and then they got something together to include Swerve on Saturday's Collision, which is par for the course with them. The show is built day of. There's no planning. And the only thing that AEW does is when they get called out on something, they go and fix it and pretend like it was the plan all along, but it was never the plan all along. They only changed it because they knew they fucked up. And how many people watched Swerve wrestle Claudio on that Saturday's Collision? I remember it vividly. How many people? Less than 500,000 in the quarter-by-quarter breakdown watched Swerve Strickland after a 1 million viewer plus lead-in, probably bigger than that, from that NBA, probably the Lakers or some major market team leading into Collision. How many people did they lose? Almost 1 million people? Yeah, it's great. It's great, yeah. Some great job they did there. They're a bunch of bullshit artists. They're a bunch of liars. This was always meant to be a pay-per-view. 52,000 people announced last All-In Weekend. And they waited all this time, and they let it sit. People buying tickets, stadium announced, people spending money on it. They couldn't sell tickets. They didn't announce anything. They didn't announce a single fucking thing. They changed the venue, and then low-key, they changed it from pay-per-view to a TV taping, and now they're running with the excuse as, oh, it was supposed to be a TV taping. No, it wasn't. You're not filling 52,000 fucking people for an AEW Dynamite or 52,000 for a fucking Collision. Are you fucking mental? How stupid do you think people are? That was never the intent. If they sold 52,000 people, I guarantee you this shit would be on pay-per-view. Marketing would be out the ass. There'd be fucking 8 or 9 matches on the card. The fact that they haven't even filled 12,000 seats for this show at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, you see the lack of promotion, you see the lack of build, you see the lack of match announcements. I mean, we should have a whole fucking card by now. The show's happening in 2 weeks. We got 2 matches announced. No, but people like me, shows like mine, are the enemy. This is exactly what I said that got completely twisted out of context. I am smiling from ear to ear when shit like this happens because it's the only way that they will learn. This is the only thing that we have to even remotely come close to saving this company. This should be a reality check, a wake-up call, and something that really just gets to them saying, hey, man, we need to change. We need to do better. They're okay with scamming fans? Look at all the money that people spent on this show to go watch this show, and look at how little AEW has given in way of information and care to their fan base. I mean, they even, after people spent exorbitant amount of money to go attend this show, AEW then through Ticketmaster was giving buy one, get one away. They were giving away 2-for-1 tickets. So for all the people that got early access or spent money because they wanted to be there and they wanted to beat the lines and they wanted to get ahead of everybody else, they didn't sell any tickets. People spent money. AEW didn't relay this information back. And then all the people that spent this money and now are out money, then they come to find out that AEW is giving away 2-for-1. Where are the refunds for the people that spent money to attend this show for the Suncorp show? Now you moved it, and now you're trying to give away 2-for-1 just to fill the motherfucker. And then you're not going to reimburse these people? You're not going to give anything back to these people? I don't know how anybody is supporting what they do. They have lost. When you lose the trust of the viewer, you're finished. You're done. Content creator, TV show, wrestling promotion, any company whatsoever. When you lose the trust of the buyer and you lose the trust of the viewer, you're finished. AEW, I don't want to say that they're dead. They're not dead. They can't be dead because the company is being funded by the Khan family and they have unlimited resources. They could keep the company running until we're all in the fucking grave if they wanted. But man, if 1 foot in the grave was a meaning in this sense of the word, this is the greatest sense of that meaning, with AEW being the forefront of that statement. They have 1 foot in the grave. This is awful. What an awful, awful situation. They should be fucking embarrassed. And they come off like, oh, we didn't do anything wrong. Oh, this is just the way things were supposed to be. They got Tony Khan blatantly lying on TV Insider with Scott Fishman to the general public. This was always supposed to be a TV event. Really? 52,000 people inside a fucking stadium is not Dynamite or Collision. This was supposed to be a major show, international market. This was supposed to get your feet wet in other parts of the globe, not named the United Kingdom. They're a bunch of bullshit artists. Wake the fuck up. They don't care about you, your money, or what you care to see on their show. They don't care about your criticisms. They don't care about what you say on social media. Nobody cares. All that matters is the happiness of one man, and he doesn't give a shit how you feel about what he's doing. And the fans, these poor fans out all this amount of money, you think you're going to win them back? No. Oh, when AEW comes to Australia, I don't think I'm going to go again. They're not going to be back in Australia. There may not be an AEW to come back to Australia. One guy hoped that the show got canceled, which would be best for all involved. You should just bring it back here to the United States and do these matches on the United States side. Tony versus Mariah, the tag team match with Ospreay and Omega versus the Don Callis family. Oh, no, but this came about late. As of late, with our great partners over at Warner Brothers Discovery, it's going to be one of the biggest nights of the year for sports. No, it ain't. Stop trying to use keywords and buzzwords to sound like you're doing a good job. You're doing a terrible job. Your show is not where you think it is. It's much worse off than you are pretending. Everything is great. This fucking guy is on social media blasting off about Collision's a great show. Please watch us on Saturday night. How deaf, how tone deaf do you have to be on Royal Rumble Saturday? Bro, nobody's watching AEW Collision on Saturday night when the fucking Royal Rumble's on at the same time. AEW Collision went on the air when Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens just hit the ring for their ladder match, and then that was followed by the men's Royal Rumble. Brother, nobody's watching you. Nobody gives a shit about you. And please, stop going on social media begging for people to watch your show. Read the fucking room. Get off social media and start doing a better job at producing, booking, and marketing your show. What an embarrassment that this company's become. A fucking embarrassment. The ratings, by the way, on Saturday, they were below 200,000 for AEW Collision. Maybe next time you won't even be bothered to put a show on Saturday night. What are you going to do WrestleMania weekend? What are the ratings going to be WrestleMania weekend? Do they not care? Do they not care that they're fucking the picture of shame in the entire community? Who's left watching this show? The fucking biggest diehard geek virgins are watching this show. That is it. Everybody else is doing everything but watching AEW. God, if this doesn't wake them up and this doesn't signal change, man, nothing will. What a sad day. What a terrible fucking story. What a terrible fucking story for AEW. Now it's going on at 10 o'clock in the evening. After 10:30 in the evening, it got from 8 p.m. to 2:30. Now it's 10:30. I mean, you lost so many fucking people, and so many people have thrown their hands up in the air saying, I don't give a shit, that the show ain't even fucking worth it anymore. Meanwhile, you got Toni Storm, your biggest woman star, wrestling for the Women's Championship, and two of your prize pieces in Omega and Ospreay, and not one single person gives a fuck about anything that's going on with anything that's happening on this show. How do you sleep at night? How do you sleep at night? Oh, but I got Hologram coming back. Great job, man. We'll be on WWE side of things, getting ready for John Cena and CM Punk in the Elimination Chamber. Thank you guys for a great February so far. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Sound off in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this unbelievable embarrassment by Tony Khan and AEW. And I will see you guys right back here live on Friday for Friday Night SmackDown right here on Off the Script. Again, leave a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up. Helps us out in the algorithm. And if you missed any of the content on the channel, there is plenty of it. Make sure you guys go and check it out all on the homepage. And please, don't forget to follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Guys, I will see you right back here live for SmackDown on Off the Script. I'll see you guys later.